right, mic check, 1, 2, 3. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. All right, man. Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to Into the Squared Circle Podcast. Your host G here of Into the Squared Circle Podcast, broadcasting live from the mean streets of Chicago. And here we are, man. Snowing outside. God damn, man. It was tornado season a couple days ago. Now it's snowing. Anyway, how's everyone doing, man? Welcome to the post show. AEW's Revolution went down last night. An historic night for AEW. Surprises, some championship changes, a gruesome main event show last night at the Texas Death Match, man. Woo, man. Yeah, it's not my style, man. But anyway, man, welcome to the post show, man. Into the Square Circle Podcast, AEW Revolution. I talked about it last night. I said, you know what? I'm gonna hop on here Monday morning because I saw a few post shows were on last night, 11:30 at night, and I'm like, man, do I really want to go on at 11:30 at midnight for a post show? I think some people want to go to work. Anyway, thank you for joining me on your breakfast, your lunch. Maybe you're at work. Maybe you're in the bathroom taking a dump on the clock. Well, thank you very much for watching me live for the AEW Revolution Post show recap early this morning on a Monday morning. Happy St. Patrick's Day's Eve. If you're planning on celebrating responsibly tomorrow, happy St. Patrick's Day to you and your friends and family around the world. All right, here we are, man. AEW post show. Let's get into it, man. A lot of matches went down last night on HBO, on pay-per-view, and on myaew.com. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the card, shall we? So we'll break down all the matches that went down. And we will discuss. We won't get in details to each match that went down last night live on pay-per-view, but let's get into it, man. We had a couple pre-show matches went down to kick off the show. So as I was getting ready to tune into the pre-show, it was advertised 6 p.m. Central Time, the pre-show, right? Come on to HBO Max to watch the first hour for free. So I turn on my HBO Max, and I'm like, okay, here we go. We're going to watch it. And it hasn't came on. 6 p.m. Never came on. 6:10. Still never came on. 6:15. Still never came on. It says your event will start soon. I'm like, all right. Well, at some point, this is going to come on. I go on Twitter. First match is done. I'm like, what the hell? Where's the pre-show? So I went on YouTube. My first instinct was go on YouTube. Hop on YouTube. The pre-show's on there. So, I don't know, man. So, I managed to get on YouTube. I missed out the first match. All right. The first match on the show was Big Boom and Doom, Big Boom AJ, and QT Marshall defeated the Infantry, Captain Sean Dean and Charlie Bravo in a tag team match to kick off the pre-show. So, yeah, man, I kind of missed out on it because, it was my fault or AEW just failed to advertise the first hour is going to be on the YouTube channel. All right, pre-show number 2. I did watch this match. Willow Nightingale defeated Lena Cross in a second pre-show match to kick off the 0 hour of Revolution last night. Of course, Willow Nightingale defeated Lena Cross to retain the AEW TBS champion in a whopping 11 minutes exact match yesterday for the pre-show. Now, that being said, this is not the first time these ladies are going to cross path because, again, these ladies are going to square off in a tag team style later on in the show. As I mentioned, Willow Nightingale won the match in the pre-show, but she got jumped because Lena Cross and her tag team partner, which will be later on the show, which will be Megan Bain, came down and started jumping Willow Nightingale, 2-on-1 beat down in the middle of the ring to kind of, hey, Let's try to tear her down and make sure she is, she's not 100% ready for her tag team match later on, which she was showing a little bit of shoulder injuries and arm injuries affecting her in her tag team match later on the show. All right, last but not least in the pre-show match last night, Jack Perry won the 21-man Blackjack Battle Royal for the National Championship, the AEW National Championship. That being said, Jack Perry is your new AEW National Champion last night in the Blackjack Battle Royal. I don't know. I wasn't too crazy for it. They started off with all the guys beating the shit out of each other outside of the ring. And then they all came back in the ring, and everyone's doing their own spots, jumping off the top of the corner of the ring, trying to do their flips, trying to do their insane moments. Yeah. Anyway, here's the guys who are participating inside this Blackjack Battle Royal. You got Rocky Romero, Austin Gunn, AR Fox, Johnny TV, Scorpio Sky, Leo Rush, Jalistico, Anthony Bowens, Dalton Castle, the Beast Mortos, Trent Beretta, Commander, Daniel Garcia, Katsuri Shibata, Roosh, Ace Austin, Tommaso Ciampa, Juice Robinson, El Colon, and Ricochet. Pretty much everyone you haven't been seeing on Dynamite who's either on the Ring of Honor or the Collision show. They were part of this Blackjack Battle Royal. And as I mentioned, Jack Perry, your new AEW National Champion. Are you happy about it? I don't know. All right, move on next here. By the way, the Blackjack Battle Royal carried over into the pay-per-view. So I was like, all right, we got a minute left in the pre-show. Switch on over to the pay-per-view if you want to find out the results of the Blackjack Battle Royal. I'm like, what the fuck? So I had to get rid of my YouTube, trying to get my login and get into the pay-per-view. Things were going slow. My kids are like, Dad, I'm hungry. It's dinner time, but we got to take a shower. I'm like, it's like those memes, right? Where, the office is on fire. People are running around crazy. Papers everywhere. That was my living room yesterday, man. Trying to switch over to the pay-per-view. A lot was going on. If you're a parent, you get what I'm saying, right? When you're a parent and you're running around the house. So I missed half of the match. Well, I missed the ending of the Blackjack Battle Royal. Of course, Jack Perry won. And they went right into the tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team Champions. FTR, Cash Wheeler, Dax Harwood put their tag team titles on the line against the Young Bucks. Now, I did watch the entrance because the Young Bucks had the Southern California, of course, AEW Revolution, Crypto.com arena. By the way, I got to say, it was a very packed crowd. I'm not sure if it was deemed sold out, but it was damn near close. By the way, the production looks good. I love the stage, even though it's an LED screen. A unique LED screen stage looks good. I love the production, the lights. I noticed some of the camera angles on the show. For example, Brody King, Swerve Strickland were fighting against the corner turnbuckle. You see the cameraman climbing up the stairs, getting that nice camera shot. I love the camera shot. Yeah, I won't get deep into what happened. If you watch the show, you know what I talk about. I love some of the camera shots they did on the pay-per-view last night. Anyway, the Young Bucks, hometown advantage somewhat, even though they're from Rancho Cucamonga, California. They're still Southern California. Of course, they were in Los Angeles, California last night. The same night, Oscars. The Oscars were going down at the Globe Theater last night, which who gives a shit about the Oscars anyway? I'm surprised they put in the same night in the same town. But they had the Oscars going on last night. Of course, Southern California, Los Angeles. The Young Bucks have a hometown advantage, a big hometown crowd, of course, from the whole family was there. They had a whole Young Bucks family package for the intro of the Young Bucks last night. Kind of give the crowd hey, I think they're going to get it. They're going to get it. They got the family here at ringside. I got to say, man, the Young Bucks are good at what they do. Their style of wrestling, I'm not sure what you want to call it, high spots tag team match. The Young Bucks are good at what they do, at their version of tag team wrestling. FTR is good at what they do. I know they're deemed as old school style tag team wrestling. I got nothing wrong with that. I love that shit. But you have a clash of two different styles in the middle of the ring, going for the AEW tag team champions. Of course, you're going to have yourself a different style of a match. But these guys, both tag team matches were a hard-hitting style last night between FTR and the Young Bucks, of course. And I think FTR trying to do the FTR, what's that, like the BET style, but the FTL version of it. And of course, had a big massive crowd pop from the Young Bucks trying to get out of it. The Young Bucks taking off Stokely Hathaway, who was on the wheelchair. That was pretty funny. Anyway, FTR managed to sneak away with the AEW World Tag Team Champions. FTR retains. Now, what happened after FTR, which surprised me, man. Maybe I was off the internet and maybe there were rumors going around. I don't know. But what we know was FTR was in the ring and the lights go out. Oh, the lights go out. They forgot to pay the bill. And a video package started playing on the screen. It says Evenge. And I'm like, Evenge? Was that Angelico? Who the hell is this person, Evenge? Well, they slapped the R in the beginning of Evenge, which turned to Revenge. Of course, the logo was the rated R. Superstar. Rated R. Superstar. I know I'm not a Tony Chimmel here, but out comes, if you know me. On this day, out comes Adam Copeland with the pyro going off, right? And crowd is going batshit crazy, man. I love it. Great pop. Out comes Adam Copeland. And next thing you go, and I'm trying, man. I'm trying to do the Christian Cage intro. And I'll go, here it goes. 3, 2, 1. Out comes not Christian Cage coming down the ramp. Christian Cage snuck through the back way, right? Opened up the back door, went through the crowd, climbed into the ring. I don't know if he pepper sprayed. I'm not sure if he pepper sprayed or he did something to the face of who's that? Cash Wheeler or no Dex? I don't know. One of the guys, FTR. He fucking did something to his face. He did a side effect on Dax the Axe. He did a side effect on his ass. Whammo, took him out. Adam Copeland came in and they teased that, hey, FTR versus Christian Cage and Adam Copeland down the road. We'll have to wait and see on that. Double or nothing. Who knows? Whatever the next pay-per-view might be. So the little teaser here happening, man. Cope, Christian, FTR, tag team titles down the road. We have to wait and see on it, but a nice little teaser. Great surprise to kick off the pay-per-view. Not a bad idea, man. Not a bad idea. Hot crowd. AEW was on the microscope last night. The celebrities were out somewhat in the crowd watching AEW. I saw Adam Jones, the guitarist from Tool, the band Tool. He was in the front row. Wayne Brady was there. Bunch of other celebrities that were not at the Oscars were there at the AEW Revolution. So AEW pay-per-view was on under the hot seat, the microscope at the Crypto.com arena. So nice big surprise from Adam Copeland and Christian Cage on Revolution. All right, after that match, we had Timeless Tony Storm went toe-to-toe against Marina Shafir. By the way, that tag team match between FTR and the Young Bucks was whopping, if you're keeping tabs on time, 18 minutes and 50 seconds. This 9 minutes and 50 seconds of the match between Timeless Tony Storm versus Marina Shafir. Everyone is banned from ringside. I saw partial of this match. Both of these ladies went to war. And long story short, Tony Storm managed to defeat Marina Shafir one-on-one in a singles match. Of course, after the match, Tony Storm managed to leave the ring. She's laying flat out on the stage floor. and you hear someone hitting the ring. They hop over the barricade, and in comes Ronda Rousey. Huh? Ronda Rousey hits the ring. If you don't know, Ronda Rousey is a best friend, the cohort of Marina Shafir. And I guess she came out in support for Marina Shafir, who lost the match against Timeless Tony Storm. And I tell you what, man, that crowd booed the shit out of Ronda Rousey last night. Not a lot of people were happy about that. Even on the online folks were not happy about it. What is she doing here? What is she doing in AEW? Again. Now, this is not a surprise. She was in AEW of some sort. She was in Ring of Honor. She did a dark match, but that's all she did. Then she went away. And now she's planning on doing a mixed martial arts fight. What's the MVP promotion, whatever it might be, in the coming weeks or so. But now she's showing up in AEW ring in support for Marina Shafir. And that Los Angeles crowd, man, they booed the shit out of that goddamn building. The last time we saw the LA crowd booed someone was the late great, rest in peace, Hulk Hogan, who got his ass booed out on the Netflix debut show, if you think about that. So, man, whoo, boy, she got her ass booed last night. What that means for the future, who knows? Is she all elite? I don't know, maybe. Well, she shows up in Fresno, California this coming Wednesday and Dynamite. I don't know. Whatever Tony Khan decides what he wants to do. But Ronda Rousey shows up in AEW Revolution last night in support for Marina Shafir. All right? Very good. Let's move on here. Jon Moxley, the Boogeyman, versus Konosuke Takeshita. Ah, man. All right. So this match here, I got to say, man, it was pretty tasty, man. It was pretty damn tasty. These guys were hard hitting, man, what they consider a strong style of a match last night. Man, these guys went to war last night. Moxley and Takeshita. A lot of close calls, a lot of 1-2 kick out. Oh, yeah, it was that kind of match last night. 23 minutes and 25 seconds of a match. If you give a rat's ass on time, these guys went to war last night. You know what? Jon Moxley managed to what he did. He put a headlock on Takeshita. Now, Konosuke Takeshita never tapped out, never said, I quit. He never got pinned. It was a referee stoppage last night. He made his ass pass out live on pay-per-view last night in the middle of the ring. And Jon Moxley defeated in a hard-hitting match. Hard-hitting match against Konosuke Takeshita to retain the AEW Continental Championship last night live on Revolution, live on pay-per-view. And I got to say, man, Jon Moxley busted his ass off last night. Now, was that the greatest Jon Moxley match ever? I'll let you guys decide on that. These guys went to war last night. This is your style of a match, man. It probably was a hell of a match. And what's next for Moxley? We'll have to wait and see on that. Who's going to step up on the plate for AEW's Continental Championship down the road? But Jon Moxley proved last night he's a bad mofo. He's a bad mofo. And man, he worked his ass off last night. Konosuke Takeshita, man, guy's fucking good, man. I'm a big fan of his. And we'll have to wait and see what's next for him. So pretty good. Oh, by the way, after the match was done, Jon Moxley was ready to hit the crowd with his band of misfits and head on out back to the boiler room. And a video package play, and it's like a mad. What's with these returning wrestlers? They got a mad scientist or hooked to a fucking an APEC on her face, and they got shit hanging out their arms like they're fucking Frankenstein. What's with all these goddamn videos in AEW? Is everyone a Frankenstein these days? Will Ospreay fucking getting resurrected inside of this goddamn chamber, and he comes out like he's like the Hulk. And out comes Will Ospreay. And I got to say, man, that was a big pop for Will Ospreay. That crowd was red hot for Ospreay. Hell, I was ready for him to come back. Like, when he's going to come back? Well, what a way to come back. And a hot sold-out crowd, Crypto.com, Arena, AEW Revolution. What a way to come back. Will Ospreay comes out. Sounds like he may have a challenge down the road for Jon Moxley for the Continental title some point down the road. So a little teaser here. Great to see Will Ospreay back. He looks healthy. He looks good. Dropping people on their heads in the middle of the ring. And Ospreay's back. Well, hopefully he keeps himself healthy for the next couple of months or for the good future. Hopefully he doesn't go injured again. And yeah, man, Moxley, Ospreay, double or nothing. We'll have to wait and see on that. All right, up next, as we talked about in the pre-show between Lena Cross and Willow Nightingale, who were faced off in the pre-show match. I guess I mentioned Willow Nightingale got injured after getting in a beatdown, jump down 2-on-1 after Willow Nightingale retained her title in the pre-show match. Now she is featured in this tag team match. Up next here, the Divine Dominion, Megan Bayne and Lena Cross defeated the Babes of Wrath. So Megan Bayne and Lena Cross defeated Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale to become the new AEW Women's Tag Team Champions. All right. Okay. So these ladies went to war, man. 5 minutes is the exact. It seemed like the smallest match time on the card here. From what I'm seeing here on the list, seemed like that's the. Yeah, I think that women's tag team match was the shortest match on the card. Anyway, man, both teams went to war. They went at it. The Babes of Wrath, they fell short. Megan Bayne, Lena Cross, they put a big major victory to now become the new AEW Women's Tag Team Champions. So incredible, man. Incredible. Congrats to Megan Bayne, Lena Cross to be exact, new Women's AEW Tag Team Champions. All right, so we'll have to wait and see who's going to step up for the tag titles. All right, up next, Swerve Strickland versus Brody King. Hard-hitting match. Singles match, by the way. Nothing's on the line. To see who's going to be the most dangerous man in AEW. 14 minutes and 50 seconds of the match last night. These guys went to war, man. These guys went to war. I can't remember. One of these guys brought a chain in the ring and they're wrapped around their necks. And yeah, man, these guys are beating the shit out of each other in the ring. I can't remember step by step, but don't expect that from me right now because, man, that match was hard-hitting. Gotta say, Brody King, hard-hitting in his match. Oh, yeah, that big son of a bitch, man, Brody King. What he did, he did like a crossbody or he did something from the top rope. You can't go wrong with a Gonzo ball, all right? A Brody King Gonzo ball, yeah, fucking smashing Swerve Strickland on the turnbuckle, good shit. But watching Brody King, I saw him jump off the top rope. I'm like, God damn, a big guy like him jumping like that, dude, you better run. If you see a guy flying in the air, it's like a piano ready to jump on your ass. Man, Swerve Strickland, though, yeah, he managed to sneak out a win by defeating Brody King by pinfall last night, toe-to-toe. And Swerve Strickland, yeah, the baddest man, the most dangerous man, defeated big bad Brody King. All right. Oh, by the way, after the match, Prince Nana brought out a cinder block. And he threw in the cinder block. And, Swerve Strickland picked up the cinder block, put it under Brody King's head. And eventually what he had, like a steel chair. And he was ready to smash Brody King's head, sandwich his head between the steel chair and the cinder block. And I'm like, okay, someone has to come out and save his ass. And out comes Kenny Omega, the returning Kenny Omega, to come out for the save and maybe tease something down the road between Kenny Omega and Swerve Strickland somewhere down the road. So we got another return. Man, we got a lot of returns last night. A lot of surprises on the show. A lot of injuries, a lot of guys taking vacations, a lot of guys just happen to be out for quite some time. They're all coming back last night in Los Angeles, California, where the stars are bright, where people get famous. Something like that, right? Hey, let's move on here. This wasn't you know what? This match was pretty decent. This was probably one of my favorite women's match on the card last night. Thekla defeated Chris Statlander 2 versus 1 in a 2 out of the 3 falls match. AEW Women's World Championship match last night. Of course, Thekla picked up the first win, the first pin. Of course, she cheated by putting her hands on the rope to do a roll up and to get a 1-0. Eventually, Chris Statler picks up a 1-on-1 pin between both ladies and a 2 out of 3 falls match here. Both ladies look good, man. Excuse me. Chris Statlander, she looks good in the match last night. I think Chris Statlander, she did a spot match where she did a catapult. She did a catapult on Thekla, and she went face first into the steel steps, right? You know the steel steps they use to get in the ring, right? Well, Chris Statlander catapult her ass, wham, face first. And I mean, man, that is ugly. You can break some teeth. You can lose some teeth. You can break a nose. You can cut something on your pretty face. Thekla's a very attractive lady. And last thing you need is have her fuck her face up doing a catapult right onto the steel steps. These ladies went to war last night, man. Pretty good. I enjoyed it. How long? 17 minutes and 30 seconds. Thekla picked up a big, massive win to defeat Chris Statlander to retain the AEW Women's World Championship last night. So, hard-hitting match. That was pretty good. I thought this match was one of my favorite women match on the card last night. So, Thekla defeated Chris Statlander to retain the AEW Women's World Champion last night, live on pay-per-view, AEW Revolution. All right, up next, we had a trios match for the AEW World's Trios match here, championship here. The champions, the Don Callis family, Kushika Okada, Kyle Fletcher, and Mark Davis put their trios championship on the line against CML Star. Not just yet, because that's going to change a little bit after the match. We'll talk about it momentarily. So Mystico and his tag team partners, Kevin Knight and Mike Bailey. Jet speed. By the way, Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight were wearing a luchador mask, trying to match up against Mystico. And, this match was entertaining, right? Entertaining match. Say what you want about Orange Cassidy. Yeah, he had his hands in his pockets trying to do. Nope, I was wrong. Orange Cassidy is later on in the match. My apologies. But this match was pretty decent. Trios match. Again, 13 matches. Try to remember each one of them. I don't take notes. This match was pretty decent. How long? 17 minutes and 10 seconds of a match. What happened? Well, Mystico and Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight defeated the Don Callis family to become the new AEW World Trios champions last night. That's what I remember. They ended up winning the titles, the new champions, and yet better, which I thought was pretty fitting to kind of announce that Mystico is all elite. Remember, he is CMLL top superstar down in Mexico. And they announced after winning the title, after the pyro went off, they put the graphic on the screen. He signed with AEW. Interesting. Wow. Mystico, the top biggest guy in Mexico, is now in AEW. What happened? His contract went up? I don't know. He signed with AEW. Yeah, he was formerly known as Sin Cara in WWE. We saw what happened here. He left the WWE, went back down to Mexico. Now he's in AEW. How they're going to treat him, how they're going to push him, we'll have to wait and see how they're going to do it, Mystico. But he's officially part of the AEW roster. He is officially part of the roster page now. And he is part of the World's Trios Championship with Kevin Knight and Mike Bailey, which I was quite surprised. I chose the Don Callis family just because Mystico is down to CMLL, and I don't see him retaining that much. But now it kind of makes sense now that he is part of the company. He's part of the World's Trios Champion. So congrats to them, and a big win for all three guys. So congrats to Mystico, part of the AEW roster, part of the AEW World's Trios Champion. All right, up next, I enjoyed this match. Andrade El Idolo versus Bandito singles match, one-on-one last night, man. These guys went hard last night. Of course, throughout the match, both guys were like, hey, I'm going to do a backflip, and then I'm going to do even a better backflip. If I'm going to do a jump off the top rope, I'm going to do a better jump from the top rope. If you're going to do a drop kick, I'm going to do a better drop kick. That's what these guys were doing, man. They were trying to outshine each other, right? They kicked off the match by doing fucking flips and hitting the ropes and, you know, hey, look at me. You got Andrade doing the tranquilo, right? You know, little Tetsuya Naito-ish there, man. Bringing back the LIJ days. And, you know, these guys trying to outdo it, man. Do some insane shit moves, man. Especially Bandito. Was it Bandito did that? Was it in this match or I can't remember, man. Somebody did like a tightrope run and they jump. I don't know. But anyway, these guys went at it, man. I love Bandito. Bandito took his pants, which was he what the hell he was wearing? He was wearing like a removable pants under his gear pants, and he had his pants stuck on his ankle, and that's where Andrade took the advantage by taking his ass out. And then Andrade was like, hey man, I'm taking these pants off too, man. He ripped his fucking pants off, and he's wearing these tight ass fucking wrestling fucking what's this was it wrestling shorts he's wearing? But man, they're like fucking Speedos, man. Goddamn Magic Mike in the middle of the ring. Guy got veins popping out his fucking legs and thighs. I'm like, oh, dude, I don't want to see that. But all the fucking ladies are screaming, ah! Ladies are fucking heart beating, baby, a heart throb. Fucking Magic Mike Andrade ripping those pants off and those big old veiny legs and those goddamn Speedo wrestling shorts he's fucking wearing. Goddamn. And I love he's taking the just like every week. There's always a chick in each corner of the ring. Want to take a picture, he kisses her, punches numbers, and to get hopefully get some action tonight. Anyway, long story short, Andrade hard-hitting match defeated Bandito 21 minutes, man. Wow, a lengthy match. These guys went to war last night, and Andrade picked up a massive win to defeat Bandito live on pay-per-view last night at AEW Revolution. So pretty good shit, man. I enjoyed this match. A luchador, a hard-hitting, high-flying, high-octane match. If that's your style, that is your style. I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed this match. It was pretty good. All right, this was more of an entertainment match of sorts. Darby Allin, who skateboarded down to the back ramp backstage, rolled into the ring with Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong versus the Dogs. Hoo, hoo. David Finlay, Gabe Kidd, and Clark Connors. I love that. Yeah, you know, they had an interesting intro for the Dogs, right? They're backstage, fucking in the dark, and fucking Gabe Kidd has some yellow teeth, and I don't know, so it was, who was it? Clark Connors. Clark Connors. Fuck it. Clark Connors had fucking match. He lit on fire. I'm not sure who was going to set a candle on. He's going to put a burning pit on. I don't know why he lit a match, but I guess he's a dangerous man. And David Finlay had a shillelagh hanging from the ceiling. He ripped it off. I don't know. Unique look. These guys look very dangerous. You don't want to come across these in a dark alley. Entertaining match, I guess. Orange Cassidy had his hands in his pocket. He was trying to do his fake slap, and each guy's David Finlay, Gabe Kidd, Clark Connors, his fake ass fucking slaps on the chest. Eventually, I don't know. Anyway, entertainment match. It was an entertaining match. That's what it was. Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong defeated the Dogs Tornado Trios Championship match. 12 minutes and 25 seconds of a match. There we go. 13 matches, man. It makes you tired talking about it, man. All right, now we get to the main event now. 11 o'clock Central Time here in Chicago last night. My eyes are shutting, man. I'm getting tired. I'm like, do I really want to do my post show this late at night? Nah, I'll do it tomorrow morning. And after watching other people's post shows, they look pretty fucking tired too, man. Yeah, man. People got to work, man. People are working on Monday morning. Who wants to stay up that fucking late? All right, main event match here, man. Texas Death Match. Yeah. Last chance Texas Death Match. If Adam Page loses this match, he will never and ever be able to challenge for the AEW World Champion ever again down the road. Ever again. Yeah. So we talked about this in my previous prediction. I got no problem with the death match, but if you're going to put a syringe, staple guns, setting someone on fire, putting gasolines, shoveling fucking pain pills down their throat, fucking dragging them on the back of their car. If you get any of that shit, I'm just not a fan of that. But if it's a old school death match, right, like tubes, I get it. Barbed wire fucking platter, a barbed wire cheeseburger, where the fuck they use. I get it, right? That's part of the death match history. Well, they end up putting the shit I didn't want in the match. And I'm surprised they insert all that shit because MJF is in this match. MJF, we know how he is. He is an old school type of wrestler, right? Old school promo guy, old school talker. He was trying to revert this match to an old school match. He didn't get his way, and Adam Page got his way, which was a Texas Death Match, which I guess is Adam Page style of a match. Yeah, man, you had a window, a legit window with glass on it. You had a bag of chain. You had a syringe, a legit syringe with a thick ass needle that MJF stuck into the mouth of Adam Page. Now the fucking syringe is hanging out his mouth. MJF is squirting, and this shit squirting out his fucking lip. I saw this shit. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Why? I know this. People love that shit. People love guys sticking needles through somebody else's fucking lip. Do we really need this on my wrestling television screen? Yeah, man. I'm just like everyone else in that LA crowd, just my hands over my head, peeking through my eyes, like, what the fuck? You had Adam Page had a staple gun and a happy birthday card he stapled on MJF's chest. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. As I mentioned, they had a glass window, and I guess they were going to use it on one. They're going to smash it on someone. MJF stopped that from happening. He smashed it in the middle of the ring, so no one gets hit in the head with it. So now there's broken glass everywhere in the middle of the ring, like shattered glass from the window frame. And what Adam Page does, he fucking puts MJF through the shattered glass. and he is covering, literally like covering his body like you're putting donuts on a powder, or putting donuts in a sugar bowl and trying to coat the donut with sugar. That's what Adam Page did to MGF. Coat his body with glass. Why? So now this fucking glass just fucking spread over MJF's back. Why? Well, MGF managed to get paid back and then managed to put glass all over the back of, of Adam Page's back as well. Oh my goodness gracious. We had a barbed wire wrapped chair smashing each other in the back. We had a dog collar chain choking the shit out of each other. We had a fucking shish kebab skewers you put on the grill, right? You put on your steaks, you put on your veggies on there, you put on the grill to cook. Well, Adam Page managed to stab MGF right in the head. He got skewers sticking out his fucking head. I'm like, what the else could these fucking guys do? They go on stage. They had light tubes. They were hitting each other on the back with light tubes. Of course, the big spot was both guys in their dog collar, chained up. Both guys went off the stage. Adam Page and MGF went off the stage, went through a exploding table. In an exploding table, the pyro was going off. Eventually, both guys went in the ring, and long story short, MJF defeated Adam Page in a Texas death match. Adam Page is no longer able to challenge the AEW World Champion ever again. And Adam Page got stretchered out on the gurney as MJF was celebrating, all bloodied up, all beaten up. And, they had blood on the camera screen there they had on the floor. Blood everywhere, just gruesome violence, shit everywhere. Crazy. Freaking crazy. So, MJF retained the world title. Adam Page will no longer challenge for the world champion ever again. So overall, what was your thought? The whole pay-per-view. What was your thoughts on the whole pay-per-view? Would you give it a 5-star? Would you give a 1 through 10? Your thoughts on the pay-per-view? Of course, I put a official Twitter poll match on my official Twitter page here. Your thoughts and opinions on the show. Here is the current the polling here on Twitter. Right now, you got 11 minutes to still vote. After the gruesome main event match, your thoughts on AEW Revolution as a whole. 92% of you guys said it was great. 8% said it was bad. 0% said it was meh. And 0% said don't care at all. So it seemed like the majority of you guys did enjoy this match last night live on pay-per-view. And yeah, man, it was a very loaded pay-per-view last night. A lot of surprises, a lot of championship changes, a lot of returns, and a very gruesome Texas death match. And when you get into 13 matches, I can't speak. You get tired talking about it. All right, man, a very long show, a very big show. A big night for AEW Revolution. So there we go. So what's next? Well, we got AEW Dynamite going down in Fresno, California this coming Wednesday. They're already advertising a coffin match for Darby Allin and I forgot what else, another women's match. So, well, we got a post AEW Dynamite this coming Wednesday. So big stuff going down this coming Wednesday to see what's next and the evolution of AEW. So there we go. All right, tonight, Monday Night Raw, Road to WrestleMania continue on here. And that is it, man. So we're going to wrap things up here. Thank you for watching live stream on a special Monday morning afternoon. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to give me a subscribe right here on Facebook, X, and on Instagram right here on the show. Into the Squared Circle podcast, by the way. And I forgot to put my shit up here, man. I got my QR code right above me. Scan the QR code right above me. You see it right there. Take the podcast to go. Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Check it out today, Into the Square Circle podcast. And check out my heavy metal podcast, rock podcast, a Less Than a Headbanging podcast if you're a fan of rock, hard rock, and heavy metal. I'm going to drop a tribute on Phil Campbell. Phil Campbell, the guitarist from Motorhead, who passed away this past Saturday. That was a big shock to me, man. And rest in peace, Phil Campbell. Up there in the big skies with Lemmy Kilmister and Wurzel and Fast Eddie Clark and all the members of Motorhead up there who are no longer with us here. So check it out today, a Lesson and Headbanging podcast. All right, let's wrap things up here. Happy Monday. Have a great rest of your week. Happy early St. Patrick's Day tomorrow. Celebrate responsibly. Don't get too drunk. Eat a lot of corned beef. And yeah, that is it. All right. Have a great rest of your day. Happy Monday. And I'll talk to you next time right here on Into the Squared Circle podcast. Bye.